Like, I do not say that. Welcome to another edition of Cultivating Culture. I'm Juan Lopez with the digital media team here at JAG, and we are going to be discussing, in observation of Mental Health Awareness Month, mental health in the workplace. I'm here yet again with our HR director, Yanin Hernandez.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome back. I'm glad that you're back.
Thanks for having me back.
It means that you enjoyed the first one.
I did.
Good. This is sort of, Yanin, a sensitive topic, and you're in HR, and that your background involves working with mental health organizations. I would assume that this is a subject that's close to your heart.
Yeah, I mean, I worked in the mental health industry for probably 15 years. Mm. And then I actually was studying in my bachelor's is in psychology, but I was going for my master's in mental health and marriage and family. Decided that it wasn't for me, and went to the human resources route and got my master's there. But I think having that experience adds a layer. Like, I think it makes my job better because in human resources, I think that you need a lot of empathy and you need to listen, and that's all important, like for human resources and for mental health.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah, I think that, and I could speak to that just because I've worked closely with you, is that you are a very empathetic person.
Thank you.
I think that in HR, that is, you're dealing with a lot of interpersonal relationships. You're dealing a lot with, when you're recruiting, like, is this person a good fit? Do we align? And I think that a lot of times we as a society want to separate our profession from our feelings or emotions. And the fact is that they are intertwined because we spend so much time in the workplace,
right, that
it would be near impossible to completely separate emotion from your profession. Let's talk a little bit about why mental health should be a priority for organizations, why mental health should be something that's discussed among leadership in organizations, and talk about why you feel it's important to the overall health of any organization.
I think that just like going to get a checkup, for your physical health and exercise, which is also good for your mental health, I think that you need to keep your mind healthy as well. And I think that as a leader, if you are an empathetic leader, and I think that makes you a better leader. I think if you understand that these employees have a life outside of here, that maybe they're going through something, and it could be something, maybe to you it's small, but to somebody else it's their life, like I was talking about it the other day with a friend about high school, of like, in high school, having a crush on someone and them not liking you is it's like your whole world, right?
Yeah.
It's devastating. It's like, oh my gosh, my heart is broke. How could they not like me? Yeah. To us, maybe it's like, oh my gosh. So, wait till you become an adult and this happens. But, it's all perspective. Yeah. And so it's, as a leader, we should be able to always listen to our employees. Yes. And maybe something's going on and it's affecting their work performance.
Yes.
But as a leader, you should always have that door open, and employees should feel comfortable to come to you. Like, look, this is what's going on right now. I know that my work is, but I want to do better. Yeah. And so kind of having that open ear and active listening, and giving them suggestions like, hey, have you Have you tried this? Have
Yeah.
you tried journaling?
Yeah.
Have you used our EAP services? Things like that. Like all that helps. And then the employee themselves feel comfortable, like, hey, I feel valued, I feel heard, I feel appreciated. It makes them work better, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's about, at the end of the day, we're human.
Of
And
course.
we're all flawed. And I think that sometimes in the professional world, we're very preoccupied and fixated with keeping up the image of productivity, and it could weigh on people. These are things that can be, pressures that we put on ourselves. And listen, I mean, we work in the insurance industry. There's degrees of separation between what we do and what the people out there are doing right now.
Right.
They're in a high pressure industry, and that's always going to be there. There's no way to kind of remove that pressure completely, right? It's about giving them tools to deal with that pressure rather than just being like, here you
Feed them to the wolves.
yeah. Can you speak to maybe how organizations can mitigate mental health issues in the workplace?
I think giving the employees a platform, allowing them to make certain decisions, putting them in projects like, hey, we have this project going on. I think you'd be great for it. And then they feel valued. I think also giving them autonomy in their work, trusting them, as an employee, that helps. That makes them feel like I'm secure in my job. My leader hears me. They know what I want out of my career. They're giving me tasks, projects that will make me more valuable, that will let me grow within the organization or, within their career. Also having trainings for leaders and employees on mental health. And then, the benefits of like flexible schedule, the EAP services. Those things are beneficial, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's just such a wide variety of things that organizations can do, as long as they're not on the sidelines, right? Like as long as they are being proactive with these type of things. Because mental health is the type of thing that you should be proactive about. Talk about a little bit like, you're in HR, so recruitment is part of your job. Just like how people kind of reevaluated the importance of mental health during the pandemic and why now that's really a priority for job seekers.
So, during the pandemic, we had to stay home. We couldn't socialize, really, not much, especially mostly in the beginning.
Yeah.
And people started getting lonely. They started getting sad. They missed their coworkers. They missed their families. And I think that you've heard about the Great Resignation, but there was also the Great Reevaluation, where people started reevaluating their lives, what's important, and what's going to make me happy, and what's going to make me feel like my life is fulfilled. Am I doing what I love? Does the company meet? Do we have the same values?
Yeah.
Those things are now so important to, I think, an employee.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that there's definitely a link there with people reevaluating what's important to me. Am I in the right profession? Is this satisfying to me on a personal level, on a moral level? And people really now are, now more than ever, sticking to their beliefs and trying to find organizations that align with those beliefs. Yanin, before we wrap up here, are there any other maybe resources that organizations can use, or resources that are out there that can be used for mental health?
Oh, there's the EAP services. There's meditation apps. There's gym memberships. Exercise is great for mental health and physical health. What else?
Journaling, without a doubt.
Oh, well, but an organization doesn't need to get journaling. Journaling is actually great for mental health. It lets you like say everything you're saying without saying it to someone, but like you're letting it out.
I always say that journaling is like a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like it resets you.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that maybe might come to mind? We are going to put some resources down below in the description that people can click on and go ahead and take a look at.
There's webinars, trainings, you know.
And then just for now, just shifting the focus just to individuals, you know, if you have experienced mental health issues or you think you may be experiencing mental health issues, just know that there are resources out there for you, and know that there are people out there that you could speak to, that you could talk to. And I think the most important message when it comes to mental health is you are not alone. Even if you feel alone, you are not alone. There are people out there that have gone through and are going through what you are going through. You can connect with them, you can talk to them, and you can overcome. All right, Yanin, thank you so much for coming on another episode of Cultivating Culture. It's always a pleasure having you on camera. I look forward to the next time.
Thanks.
And thank you so much for watching Cultivating Culture. We will see you next time.